Hi, welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. You know what day it is, people? It is Sketchbook Thursday. And this is one of the art pieces that I brought back from Las Vegas. This was a homework assignment that I had in my, I don't even know what the basic art class was, but this was one of our homework assignments that I got an A minus in. And you're like, wow, Joaquin, that looks pretty good. Well, thank you. The issue with my teacher was we were supposed to bring the reference photo of whatever you were drawing. And I forgot to do that. So what I did, he had showed us a book, and it was like a book of famous celebrities. So I actually had picked up the book. And for those of you who don't know who this character is, this was a famous actor back in the days. His name was Humphrey Bogart. Some of you might recognize that name. More of a trivia at this point. But Casablanca, for all you movie and film buffs. Steamboat River or something. He's been in a few. He was a big star at one point. And so my father really did love that movie. So I drew this picture for him and for my homework assignment. So I was feeling really good about this picture. So I'll start doing a close-up on it. So you can start seeing a little bit of the background. You can start seeing, the detail I started putting in there. So in order to get this the way I wanted, I get a paintbrush here to be my pointer. I gridded the eyes. So, I drew like a very thin line that you really can't see. And it wasn't even that thick. And I didn't even go straight across. I kind of just put little lines right here and up on top right here. And then once I was able to do that, I gridded it off even further. Again, just using tiny little lines that you're not even going to see to help me get this picture in perspective. And once I had where I want the position of the eyes, then I was able to drop it to the nose. And then here's a fun fact for you. From your eyebrow to the end of your nose your length is like three heads. It's brought up in like thirds. So from here to here is basically, it's not exactly, but it's close enough. So this is how you gauge how big it is. And how you get that measurement is how big you draw your eyes. So if you draw really big eyes, then you got to make the picture bigger. Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rules because there's a couple of famous artists, I can't remember offhand, who have made their bones or made their fame off of drawing really big eyes, almost like doll eyes. So there I am at the Academy of Arts, feeling pretty good about myself. My first year, and throughout most of my life, elementary school, even going into junior high, if I wasn't the best, I was in the top 3 or top 2. Even going through high school, depending on what year, freshman, junior, senior, as I became closer to being a senior, I started moving up in rank. So the Academy of Arts was a big shock for me in the sense of the amount of work people who were more dedicated than I was at the time who put in. It's not to say I didn't top out like creativity, excuse me, or skill in some of the classes when it came to drawing. Now, painting, that's a different story. Sorry, people. A little dry throat. It's been a long night. though this will be set to be filmed for tomorrow. And the reason is that because I'll show you an update of what I'm working on for a Christmas present for my sister, my little niece, Coraline. She's so adorable. I hope my painting can do her justice. So for those of you who have not been in a art class critique at a college level, let me tell you something. If you don't learn how to take criticism, then don't be an artist. Because every time you put your work out there, people are going to love it. They're going to hate it. Some people are not going to have any feeling at all. They're just going to look at it and be like, whatever, and move on. But I was like, I don't know, maybe the second or third person he critiqued. And I think he got upset with me that I didn't have the reference photo. So I'm sitting up there feeling pretty good about myself because this picture was easily in the top 5. But there was a really good picture of, God, I can't even think of his name now. He's from, I want to say he's not Lenny Davis. He was a really good guitar player. I can't remember him, but he was blowing smoke, and it was just a great picture. It's like, I think it's based off a photo too. So, and there's some other people who did way better work than I did, but I felt good about the majority of beating the majority of the class. So I didn't expect for this to get ripped apart. So the first thing he did was he asked me how much time I spent on it. And, you know, I'm not the type of person who tries to downplay how much time. If I say I spend 4 to 5, maybe, 4.5, 5 hours of worth of work on this picture of actual draw time, not actual, I don't count, like looking at it for a little bit and then, but I'm talking like drawing time. And a little bit is still mixed in reviewing it and looking back and, you know, checking your perspective and all that. So he was saying, because he didn't have my reference picture, he just went in and he goes, well, you know, what you could do, and I'll get my little pointer, my little brush here. He goes, you could, first of all, you should have spent another few more hours developing these shadows. And I was like, okay, that's a valid point. Bring out the shadows right here, even though you have a nice, sharp, contrast shadow right here, you should have developed this more. Then he started in on the eyes. And when I mean on the eyes, he goes, just a little bit more. Maybe you could erase this a little bit more, erase this a little bit more to bring out the white. Sorry about the phone dropping. And he started critiquing me right here. He's like, yeah, you need to have this shadow just bend a little bit. And right here, we got this nice bright highlight. You still need to put a little bit of variance right here, coming around the edges, a soft line, soft line. I mean, you have the start of it, but you got to keep developing that. And then he's like, right here, I just felt like you put all this detail all in here, and then when it came to here, you just gave up. So if you would have put the same amount of detail that you would have did up here, this would look more real. And then it came to here, it just looks like right here that you're finishing up your work and you're not putting in the detail work you should be putting right here. Again, right here, you didn't even develop these shadows. When it comes to the background, this should have been lighter more. Even though you did a good job starting to develop this haze area right here. Now, this is like about no joke. What felt like 5 to 10 minutes was like 3 minutes. And I had like a smile on my face. And at the end, I was like, here, I'll show you the reaction. Here, let's see if I can get this. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it right. This how I looked. I'm literally hoping I get this. I had my head down. My head was down, and my shoulders were like slouched, and I was like, oh, okay, you know. And next time I'll try a little bit harder. And the whole class was just like shocked, like, whoa, whoa. Especially for the other people who didn't, that my work was better than, they were like, oh, damn. And he realized at that point that he overdid it, because at that point right there, he was like, whoa, okay. Um, I shouldn't have gone this harsh on you. He's like, I could rip apart anyone's work. But I was thinking to myself, yeah, but you chose my work to make that an example of, and I put in the work. Just because I didn't bring in the reference photo doesn't mean that, you should just rip into me like that. But I don't know. You probably had a problem with me because I usually came into class late. So that could have been it. So I'm seeing the video. It's at 11 minutes. So one quick little update I want to show. Let me put this back. Humphrey Bogart. Got a bad critique, but I still love the picture. And here's an update of my niche, this picture I've been working on. So as you can see from the black and white study that I've been doing, I'm slowly starting to blend in some of the colors. And because I'm using it's mostly a monocolored. And when I say mostly, it's because, the only thing is yellow and this black. And the black of her eyes, I could have just made this color, which I am going to eventually do. But I wanted to have like a dark shade right there. And this is the reference photo that I'm using. So really it's going to come down to the eyes. I nail the eyes, I get the picture. It doesn't matter if the hands are a little off. Like I need to fix this right here, but I need to soften all of this up. But I'm developing this picture. I need to get this done. So I wanted to have this video done tonight so I can have it posted tomorrow. So I could spend all day tomorrow hopefully finishing this up. If you're new, hi, welcome to my channel on Thursdays, because I'm an artist and my brand name is Comicbook Gallery, a different way of looking at art. I do sketchbook Thursdays, and Monday through Fridays are generally comic book related videos, hence the name Comic Book Gallery. And on the weekends I do Magic the Gathering and other geek related games, RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons. So that'll do it, people. If you like what you see, hit the like button, leave a comment below. If you see anything wrong with the painting right now, or any suggestions, please leave that in the comment below. If you're going to be an artist, you better learn how to take criticism and not take it personal. Even if you're the only person who got ripped apart in art class, and no one else got ripped apart that hard, and it was so bad that, no joke, 5 to 8 people right after class were like, damn, they felt bad for me. Really bad. So, gotta be an artist, gotta learn to take criticism, and don't be late to art class. That'll do it, people. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and take care.